I have like 6 or 7 comfort champions right now, and I can just pick them, most of them blindly as well. Maybe if we remove a few champions from the enemy champion pool, then everything is fine.
Vladimir will never get nerfed. You will get an 05 Yasuo in every one of your ranked games. NA will win worlds.
Hey man, got trouble sleeping? Try Brain Effect Sleep.
What are you doing in my home?
Hello everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, joined here by Vizicscacsi after a win against Excel. Very important, but first of all, of course, congratulations. You had your birthday yesterday.
Thank you.
Unfortunate game against Schalke though. Now the week is 1-1. Overall, what do you make of Splice's performance this week?
I mean, it was definitely weaker than what we expected, but I think it was largely due to the conditions as well, because Berlin Internet was not in the best shape for the week for a lot of the LEC teams, and it affected us a lot as well, so we couldn't really practice in our office, and we had to practice back from our apartments. So it was not like the best conditions, and I think it showed a lot towards the end of the week that we forgot a few things that we should not have, and I think the Schalke game was just a good reminder for us to not forget to play on our side waves and not group so much against them, because I think we just overgrouped, and that's how they ended up winning the game, since their pure 5v5 team fighting comp was just better. And even though we had like some good saves in the team fights, it was just not enough, since their pure 5v5 was better.
Now, I've said this when you were on Unicorns even, I've said this when you were on Schalke, I've said this since you were on Splice, always ban Poppy against Chachi. You're still doing amazing on it, still like the split 100% win right now, so do you expect to ever play this champion again in the split?
Not entirely actually. I think we'll see a lot more bans towards it, but to be fair, I'm fine with it. I have like 6 or 7 comfort champions right now, and I can just pick them, most of them blindly as well. Maybe if we remove a few champions from the enemy champion pool, then everything is fine. But I think we'll just see a bit more bans, but that should not really affect us. We didn't practice that much Poppy, even when I picked it last week. Mm-hmm. We had like 1 or 2 games with it before, so I just felt like this will be the moment that Poppy could work, and it worked, and today as well. So I think when I see that it's a good pick, then it's a good pick. Otherwise, there are some other stuff in our arsenal as well.
So 2-2 score for Splice, a decent start to LEC, but of course not, the best possible results. Overall, what do you make of Splice's chances compared to other teams now that you've played 4 games?
Yeah, I would have expected like a minimum 3-1 as well. I think the G2 loss was like we couldn't really expect to beat G2 right away. I think they are on a higher level than anyone else in the LEC right now, so teams need to catch up to them. Other than that, I think our first week was much better than the second one, and we should look to repeat it like what we did against Vitality in like week 3 and the upcoming weeks as well. I think we'll see better results.
That's fair. Now, as I mentioned, your birthday was yesterday. You turned 26 years old, which is quite an age for an esports pro. If I recall correctly, Smithy is still slightly older than you, but definitely an age where many pros have stopped playing already. You're still performing on the top level, though. Do you think that you still have several years to go, or do you not worry about that age at all?
I think maybe in the LEC I might actually be the oldest one, but
sure.
There are a lot of players that are around 24, 25, so I think the generation is just getting older, but since we started at like the age of 20 or even younger, we accumulated so much experience that it's very hard to be replaced by the younger generation. I think it's mostly like mechanical talent and stuff that can count more as what we can be capable of. So yeah, I think our place is kind of solid so far, but I see some teams experimenting with the younger talents as well, just to see if they can like nurture them into super good top laners. And I like that there are a lot of talented guys in the academies, so I think giving them a chance sometimes is a good way to go.
Speaking of talented guys in the academy, you guys obviously have Yoppa and Orome, who I've heard are doing also amazingly good. What do you think of those 2 players?
Mm, it's actually quite tough for them because I think in terms of level they are similar right now, and they are competing for the spot to start in the LVP. So it's quite a tough situation, but I think they are both really ready for this and trying to fight and improve as much as they can. I think Orome is more like a more solid player that will try to play more to his limits, and if he's more controlled basically. If he sees the jungler, he can go aggressive. If he doesn't, then he will play passive. Meanwhile, Joppa is more like sometimes recklessly aggressive, and he always tries to outplay you. So it's a bit different styles, but they are both really good.
Would you say that they're already on a level that they could play LEC?
I mean, Orome subbed in once for me, and he was perfectly fine. So I think they could be. But I wouldn't say that they would be top tier LEC players right away. They would need to improve a bit for that.
Okay, that's fair. Obviously, as you mentioned, Joppa a bit too aggressive at times, but his experience at EU Masters must have been helpful up until certain points, of course.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate for them. I think they were one of the favorites to take it. So him having visa issues backfired a lot.
Yeah, unlucky stuff there. But overall, okay, we've talked about Splice, we've talked about the upcoming talents. Cobbe has been playing phenomenally. I felt like, again, even yesterday, really unlucky getting the quarter kill at the end to only lose the game. Does it also help you as a top laner to know that, your bot lane will always be fine?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's the best ADC player I've ever played with. Not only because of skill, but as personality-wise as well. He's easy to work with, and he's a very nice guy. You can always talk through things with him. And he's not that vocal sometimes, but when he speaks up, whatever words he says always have like a big meaning. So yeah, if he has an opinion on a bot lane matchup or he thinks bot lane is valuable to play for, he will raise his voice and draw the team to there. So I think he's a really good ADC.
And Norskern and Humanoid are still a bit younger than you in particular, but also some of the other guys not as experienced. Did you sometimes feel like you have to lead those players, as a leader, as a captain of some sort?
Yeah, I think so. Since they are so young, I kind of have like a bit of a leader role in game, and I think outside of the game we are just getting along very well, everyone, and the coaches are helping a lot as well, the young players to improve. And I think Marek is the one that came in from like TCL and had some lower league, not LCS, and he has his first year, but I think he's doing really good and he has a lot of talent.
I am 100% agreeing with that. Is there anything you would like to say to the Splice fans out there?
Thank you very much for supporting us, and let's see more Poppy in the next weeks.
If it doesn't get banned. And a hashtag for the people that watch until the end?
Hashtag PP, which means Big Poppy.
Okay, okay. Hashtag, how do you pronounce it? What?
Hashtag PP, double P.
Double P, okay. Interesting. That's a very different meaning in German, but we're not going to talk about that. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vizicscacsi, for your time. And thank you for watching. This was Darius from the Shotcaller here at LEC. Week 2, day 2. And we'll catch you guys with more interviews. See you guys then. Bye-bye. We'd especially like to thank Krzysztof Bujnovic, Thomas Göttel, Etienne, Erich Althaus, Lukas Legal, Lazy Raven, Lama Vyuta, and Adam Novosviat for your very special support, and of course also all the people whose names you see scrolling past you. Without you guys, we would have closed down probably a while ago. So thank you so much for your help. Thank you.